Hello, my stitchy friends. It's Stacy of Stacy Create Stuff. I know it's been a while, but stick around to see what I've been up to. It has been a little over a month since my last vlog. Now, of course, I have uploaded other videos in between that time, including the Block of the Month series, Patching the Hole in the Barn Door. This 12 block series was so much fun to recreate after having sat dormant for 20 some years. I originally designed it as a Block of the Month program for my quilt shop, and then decided that, hey, in the age of video and YouTube, why not speed it up a little bit and do a block of the week instead? Because who has all month to wait until the next block comes out? Not me. So I was really excited to not only complete the quilt, I sent it off and had it long arm quilted, and it is finished, bound, and then I was able to share that process with my viewers here on YouTube, and also give two other ways to finish the quilt, a twin size and a queen size version. I did not make those versions, but I did go through the entire process in a YouTube video of what you would need to do in order to create that. So finishing up that process did take a lot of my time. Those finishing videos were a little more involved than the weekly block videos. And if you are interested in participating in this series, it is not too late. You can subscribe to my email list, specifically that is for Patching the Hole in the Barn Door. You will receive a quilt block a week, and then you will receive the finishing instructions over the following 2 weeks. The link to join is in the description below. And if you are not one to want to wait the 14, I believe, weeks that it is that this process goes over, good news, although you still have to wait a little bit, is I have a book coming out on patching the hole in the barn door, all the patterns, all the finishes, all wrapped up into one neat little package. So that is, I'm still editing the last little bit of it, and then it will be available on Amazon and also in my Etsy shop. So if you want to make sure that you know when that comes out, join the email list, because I will be sending out notices about that to not only the Block of the Week email list, but also to my general quilting email list. And you can join both of those with links in the description below. And of course, there are already tutorials for all 12 blocks plus the finishes in a playlist here on YouTube. So you can get a little preview of what's coming, or follow along as you get the blocks or when you get the book. I'm going to take a little break from the Block of the Week series and start a new one in the fall. But that's not to say that I'm not going to be doing a bunch of quilting and sewing from now till then. I've already started on some projects. Last week, I released a tutorial on my Patriotic table runner. This was a super fun, quick and easy project that you can use for, of course, this weekend or 4th of July, or if your decor is red, white, and blue. And if it's not, no problem, change the colors. You could do Christmas colors for the holidays. You could do Halloween. You could do fall. You could do winter, spring colors. It's quick and easy to do. 3 different fabrics, and it all goes together very nicely. There's already a tutorial up on my YouTube channel. Link in the description below. One of the fun things about this table runner is that I was able to use the leftover little half square triangles from making the flying geese, and I made them into pinwheels to put them on the back of the table runner. Now, if you're interested in learning how to do that, as well as how to make some other variations of this table runner, then consider joining my Patreon. For a low cost per month, you can get video tutorials, written instructions, and of course, be able to have discussions with yours truly, as well as other quilt enthusiasts. Link in the description below. table runners and quilts were not the only sewing project I had going on. I have made myself a couple of project bags. Now these are used for my cross stitch projects, and this one was my first prototype. It's holding my Mirabilia, which I'll be talking more about on next week's floss tube, but it holds all my threads. It holds my fabric with the stitching, and then there's an extra little pocket for things like scissors, other threads, and then a needle minder as well. Now, when I haven't been sewing and stitching, I continue to organize my craft space. And one of the things I need to do was organize my sewing threads. So from closing my shop several years ago, I still had quite a number of unopened threads, and I wanted to, well, organize them in a way that would make it easy to find. So for a while I just had bins, and I kind of just threw in all the like warm colors, cool colors, neutrals, but I'd have to dig through to find. And then if I was working on a project that required more than one spool, I was still digging around to see if I had more than one spool. But on one of my most recent trips to Michael's, they had the photo bin on sale again. And if you're not familiar with that, it looks like this. And it comes with a bunch of empty little containers that all stack neatly in there. And I am able to fit actually 12 spools of thread of the small Metler. That was the brand that I carried. I've arranged them by color, and they almost all fit, but I did need to get a second one, which worked out fine too, because I have a whole bin of quilting thread. Not as much quilting thread as I have sewing thread, but it still needs to be organized. So I will be working on that, and that one will contain the quilting thread and the overflow of the regular sewing thread. These containers are amazing, and in no way is Michael's sponsoring this. I just really have found a multitude of uses for these types of containers. And if you're thinking of investing in one and you aren't really sure whether things will fit, they actually sell the inside containers separately as well. So pick up one or two of those, test out to see if what you want to put in there fits, and then it's worth the investment. Now, I will say that often these containers are quite pricey, but as of late, they have been running some fantastic sales. And I think I got mine for about $15, which is considerably less than what it usually is. So look out for coupons, look out for when it's on sale, and check it out and see if the things you want to organize will fit. One of the things that I recently acquired were some Sashiko needles, and I am excited to start on a Sashiko pattern soon, maybe by the next update. In the meantime, I've got a lot of stitching going on, both quilting and cross stitch, some embroidery, and I've also continued to organize my yarn. So maybe by the next update, I will have all my yarn situated and we can do a little tour of my knitting area. One of my other recent purchases has been this fabulous little iron. Now, technically it's an iron designed for using with HTV, heat transfer vinyl, but I find that it works great right next to my sewing machine for pressing seams on small pieces, and it saves me having to get up and go over to my big ironing board, lug around that big iron. It is a little bit quirky in that it will automatically shut off, and so depending on how much sewing I'm doing in between pressing, I sometimes have to heat it back up again, but it heats up very quickly. It is a totally flat surface on the bottom, and I have been very pleased with it. Plus, it comes in a bunch of colors. Of course, I chose pink. I have a link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing the same thing right off of Amazon. I'm still around, still busy, still stitching, and have lots of fun updates and tutorials in the works. So make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you'll know when the next video comes out. You can check out that latest tutorial right here.